Try to be perfect, to be worth it, to be more. Try to be flawless.
So as you can see here, I have everything all laid out. I love to watch YouTube. That has been extremely helpful for me. I also highlight key details. These are my notes. As you can see, I use different colors. I use different shapes, like the circles. I love to write little notes like end of chapter 13, just so that I can keep everything organized. I also make sure that I put page numbers so that way I can study in order. But yeah, this is just my styling of notes. Of course, do what works best for you. My handwriting is not the best. He does kind of go kind of fast, so I kind of have to write as fast as I can. This is like a day worth of notes here, so. Moving forward, I also try to make sure that I match what's on the slideshows, highlight, just good note taking skills. Like that's like a key strategy for me. Those are all of my writing utensils that I love to use. Those are like my go-tos. And I just put everything away nice and neat so that I'm ready for the next day. And then this is just me studying.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today is a new day. Make sure that you join the click with the click and hit that like button if this video helped you out. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I passed anatomy and physiology. Yesterday was my last day. Like, I'm still kind of shook. I'm surprised that I did not drop the class. Not to scare anyone who's getting ready to take it, but it was deep. So I'm going to share some tips on how I pass, strategies that I use. Mind you, I'm not saying that I passed with an A. I'm not saying that I passed with a B, but I passed. So let's get into it. So I made a little flashcard of tips that I use. I thought these out the other night when I was studying for my last test, and I was going to share them all with you. I'm gonna make this video kind of short. I'm not going to ramble on too much, but one of the first tips that I used was number one, study material. So study material is very important, especially if you're a girly girl like me. Even if you're not girly, like have something that will like motivate you to like actually pull out your notebook. Like your notebook is just so freaking cute, it's so freaking organized that you want to study. Like you just want to show your entire household like, yeah, this is how cute my notes are. So that's actually an odd tip, but that's actually one of my tips that I will give you. An example: notebooks, binders, highlighters, color pens, dividers, sticky notes, and folders. Those were all of the materials that I used, and that helped me a lot to kind of like stay organized with graded work, stay organized with work that had to be done, and things of that nature. My next tip is to be organized. Organization is key to like anything you want to do in life, literally. So if you're unorganized, then you're going to get unorganized in the course, and then it's just going to be like papers everywhere. You're going to be confused like what's due, and then you're going to start like missing deadlines and dates, and that's like very important because like our instructor, like when he assigned something, he assigned it. And number two is college, so like it's not like, oh, I forgot. It's like be organized so that you won't have to look like unprofessional and be like, hey, can I get an extra day? Because 9 times out of 10 they probably will say no, especially in a rigorous program like nursing. It's like you want to be on your A game because it's nursing. Like if you can't even keep up with a simple homework assignment, like how can you be responsible for someone else's life? So that's also another big important tip that I can give. My third tip is go to class. Like go to class. Like I understand that a lot of people in my class, they were working moms, they were dads. Well, it was like one dad, I think. They were they had jobs and things of that nature, so they did miss class. But my biggest tip will be to go to class like as much as you can, because number one, instructors do give out important assignments, they do give out tips, and they do say things that you might miss, and no one's going to tell you. Like if I knew that if I were to miss a class, like nobody was going to tell me what I missed. Like, I guess because my certain class wasn't like a tight knit group, but it's important to just go so that way that you know that you're on top of everything that he said and things like that, especially if they don't like do announcements. Not saying that he did, but you know how certain people are. So, my fourth tip is to miss 0 assignments. Like, try not to miss any assignments, because let me tell you, the test is going to take you out by itself. Like, the test is going to be enough by itself. So if you can like pull your grade up by just turning in like homework assignments, turn in every single assignment. Like, don't miss any assignments and ace homework assignments, because that's literally how my grade was hanging on to homework assignments. So turn in all your homework assignments and ace those. Like, don't just like bullcrap those. Actually do them very well and get 100s and 90s on those, so that way when you do probably fail a test, that you'll still be good. My next tip is to know the test dates. Like, know the dates that the tests are going to be on, so that way you do not miss a test, because tests are clearly a big lump sum of your grade. So make sure that you know all the test dates. Also, not only for you to not miss a test, but also so that you can study like a week beforehand and kind of like go ahead on and start making flashcards and just drilling the material just right into your brain. Study like every night, twice a night, whatever you have to do, so that way by the test comes, you know it. Another one of my study tips is to make notes of your notes. Like, literally make notes of your notes. So when it's the day of the test, I literally go through all of my notes and I make notes of my notes, like on a plain sheet of paper, no fancy writing pens. I just start writing down little definitions and things like that in my notes, and it has helped a lot. Like, it helps a lot. My next tip is to study in a quiet area. Like, find the quietest place that you can find to study, because that is extremely important, to just have a quiet, neat area, so that way you're not distracted. Because believe it or not, like, any small distraction while I'm studying is like, I can't remember it, because I'm like thinking about something else, I'm looking at something else. But if I'm like in just a quiet space, it's better for me to like remember and actually concentrate. My next tip is to not cram study. So like, if he tells you there's a test the night beforehand, like, don't study like the night beforehand, because it's too much material. Like, it's not a 5th grade spelling test that you could probably remember it the next day. Like, it's not that. So don't try to cram study, because you're not going to remember, especially the way it's worded on the test. Like, on tests, it might not be worded exactly how your notes are. Like, it's going to be a actual question that you have to be able to answer. So that's going to make it even harder. So you trying to cram study material that you clearly already don't know, that's not really going to help you either. One of my next tips is to watch YouTube videos. Like, you remember in middle school or junior high or whatever, you used to watch like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Well, Crash Course is my best friend, and just watch A&P videos, and the way he breaks it down, like, that has tremendously helped me like a lot by watching Crash Course. My next tip is to read PowerPoints from the instructor. So whatever PowerPoints that he has, like, read those the day of test day, because 9 times out of 10, that's basically what's going to be on the test, is what notes that he's provided on his PowerPoint. So with that being said, those are all of my tips. I'll probably put all of these in the Dropbox down below. But those are all my tips. Good luck to anyone who is getting ready to take it. Don't let people shy you away from it, because it's honestly not that bad. Like, it's really not that bad. It is manageable if you put the time. This example that I could say that anatomy and physiology is if you took, in high school, I took honors chemistry and I took honors biology. I would describe anatomy and physiology as AP chemistry and AP biology combined. Mind you, I did not take AP chemistry, I did not take AP biology, but I feel like that's what anatomy and physiology is. Like, I took honors, but it wasn't like honors level. Like, it was like a small step above that. But if you combine those two, like, that's pretty much what A&P is. And that's just my opinion though. Like, you may feel different, but it's not that bad. It is manageable. Good luck. Let me know in the comment section down below, how did you do with A&P I, and any tips that you might have to help someone else out. That's all that I have for today. Make sure that you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the tube. Join the click with the click. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.